Make your life matter. Don't just walk around. Don't become a lost soul. Pursue the things that you're passionate about. Hi everyone, it's Jean, and today we are going to talk about an awesome movie. What movie? Soul. Now, we're gonna go into Soul, but before that, let's actually go into Soul. Like what is Soul? Of course, you should know the movie, but still, Soul is an animated movie made by Pixar and Disney, since Disney owns Pixar. And if I'm wrong, then I'm very sorry to all of the viewers here, but I'm 99% sure. Okay, fine, I'm 100% sure. And yeah, so I'm not gonna say anything about the actors or anything like that because, I'm not the kind of person who talks about actors and celebrities, but I am going to say that the reviews were amazing. At least 4.6, that is awesome. 4.6 out of 5 stars, I mean. And 85% of all Google users liked this movie, which is really impressive. And I love this movie, which is another reason why I'm right now doing a movie talk about it. Anyway, on with that, let's actually talk about the movie. I've been stalling, but let's just go right to the movie. So, we're going to talk about Joe Gardner. Joe Gardner is the main character of the movie, and he is, wait for it, yes, a band teacher. Now, I'm not saying that a band teacher is a bad job. It's pretty good. I mean, it's amazing. It's an amazing job. Any teacher, I appreciate all teachers, but still, think about it. Do you think that Joe Gardner likes it? Because he loves to play jazz. He wants to become like a famous jazz musician, playing the piano. For some reason, I was doing the air saxophone. But anyway, playing the piano and doing those types of things. The thing, that's his life, not being a band teacher. And do you think that because of this, because he hasn't pursued his dream, because he hasn't gotten to his dream, do you think that his life is worthless? What's your definition of worth? And how do you think that you can apply it to Joe's life? Is his life worthless or not? 50-50? What do you think? Okay, let's keep on going. So he had just gotten this amazing deal when he died. Yeah. Were you surprised when he just died, or were you already expecting something like that? And were you like, well, okay, so that was a little shocking, but really, I sort of expected that. I did not expect that, and I had a heart attack when I first watched it, because when I watched it, well, I was a little younger than I am right now, and so I had a fainter heart, and I still have a faint heart. So, Joe just died. Now, what did you think was going to happen? And did you think, oh, the movie's so short? Or did you think, oh, the movie's so sad? What did you think about the movie? You've never watched the rest of the movie. I mean, you haven't watched the rest of the movie. You're just at that point. What did you think about the movie? I was like, this is the most terrible movie I've ever watched in my life. In the first quarter of the movie, the main character dies. Yeah, so that was what I was thinking. Were you thinking that too? And then he goes to the great beyond. You know that, well, I'm sorry if I did not say that right, but, he's on this conveyor belt thingy, and he's going towards this big portal hole thingy, and everybody's waiting to go in, and he's dead, and he's going to that place, and if you had been Joe, what would you have been thinking? I would have been thinking this. Oh my God, I am totally freaking out. Yes, I would have fainted. So yeah, I would have just fainted right there on the spot. What about you? What would your reaction have been when you just landed plop onto this conveyor belt thingy? What would you act? How would you act? Would you panic? Would you be excited? Would you be like, this is a whole new adventure? Or would you think, this is the worst day of my life? Actually, is this even my life? Actually, it's not. Run! So Joe then goes into the great before, right? And if you had seen all of those spirits and, you know, all those weird things, just, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. All of those things, what would you be thinking? Would you just have an immediate heart attack again? Or would you think, wow, this is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my entire life? Half-half. I think I would have half of a heart attack. At the same time, I would be so amazed at this new place, I think I would be left speechless. And I would immediately want to explore it. And do you think that something like this actually exists? And if so, if you were a soul back then, what do you think there's this huge, like, building where you can where there's like all of these different things, and you choose a thing that you want to pursue. So if you like magic, then you go to the magic section and, you know, really and learn what you really like. So basically there you learn what you like. Maybe it's archery, maybe it's singing, maybe it's basketball, maybe it's cooking, maybe it is being a computer scientist, maybe it's an author, maybe it's being a graphics animator, maybe an educator. So, do you think that you will like this place? And if so, what do you think that you will be doing there? What do you think your soul previously did? Just think about the things that you're interested in, the things that you want to become, and think, what did my soul choose back then? Yeah, what did your soul choose? What do you think it chose? I think that mine definitely chose writing and also medicine because, one, I really like writing, and two, I'm really interested in medicine. Like, you might say, do you want to become a doctor? I'm not very sure about that. I'm still thinking about that. But the idea of medicine, I just like studying science and medicine and human medicine just in general. There's so much there, so I'm very excited to study. So I think that would have been what my soul had chose. But what about yours? What do you think your soul chose? And okay, so we've gone through this, and Joe becomes this mentor, right? And he's paired up with Soul 22. Now, if you happen, Joe, and you are paired up with this very, very unbehaved soul, how would you act? I think that I would act terrified. At the same time, I would be like, okay, we're doing this, and I am absolutely not going to fail you. Also, I'm not going to fail myself, and I'm going to go back into the living world. That's exactly how I would have handled everything. I would just want to get my mission done. I would really want to go back into the world of the living, even though really I am dead. You know, I should be dead because I wasn't paying attention, but let's keep on going. Yeah, how would you have acted? And do you think that Soul 22, why do you think that she always misbehaves so much? Why do you think that she misbehaved so much? And did you think that she was also going to go into the world and be born or not? I'm not very sure, but I did predict it. I did predict it a little. And Joe Gardner, he goes into there's this place where you can see where he can see his life, right? Along with Soul 22. And he just sees it, and he really realizes it was just a sad, maybe some people will say worthless, miserable life, you know? He's always been rejected and rejected and rejected. He just can't become a musician, and it's just really terrible for him, you know? He's just really sad and depressed, and he doesn't seem to be getting anywhere in life. If you had been Joe and you saw that, what would you be thinking? First, I'd be thinking, my life is now worthless. 2, I would be thinking, I need to do something about it. And 3, when I get back to living, I'm gonna definitely try to fix that. Now, what about you? Do you think that your life is like Joe's? Do you think that your life has just been failure after failure after failure? Or do you think that your life is really, really, really successful and really just amazing and totally worth living? Like, I mean, for example, I'm sure that Bill Gates would certainly say, my life was pretty successful. I mean, because it was very enormously successful. So, what do you think? Do you think that your life, how would you consider your life? Would you consider it amazing and just worth living or not? Okay, let's keep going. Now there's this place where lost souls are kept, where lost souls go. And do you think that you're a lost soul? Do you think that maybe even Joe has once been a lost soul? Do you think that everybody at one point or another has become a lost soul? Or do you think that only the people who have really big problems about being lost souls are the ones there? And I really want to talk about life, okay? So we look at all of these things and we realize something really important. Joe, there's like lost souls. Are we a lost soul? Joe looks at his life. It wasn't pretty terrible, but it was, in his eyes, really sad and really, if to a normal person, it would look like a failure. And now we're really considering, is our life like that? How is our life compared to Joe's? And we're really thinking about it. We're really considering. I want you to consider and think even harder. Finally, I'm going to skip some parts. I'm just going to go to the main, most important parts. So, Joe becomes a human. No, he doesn't. I was seeing if you caught that. Joe did not become a human. He became a cat. And, of course, Soul 22 became Joe. Now, how would you feel if you were Joe and, somebody else was in your body, accessing your thoughts? What would you be thinking? I would be having a heart attack. At the same time, I would be thinking, I'm in a cat! What do you think? How would you feel if you were in a cat? And do you think that Joe, if you had been Joe, do you think that you would be able to handle it, or do you think that you would just be so frustrated that you just want to collapse? And finally, if you had been Soul 22, what would you be doing? I think that I would be really terrible. I would be really sad because I don't want to live. But now I'm living, and it would just be terrible for me if I was Soul 22, though. Of course, I really do want to live. I would just think, I'm now stuck in this body. I can't do anything. I would just think it was terrible. But then we keep on going, and first, she discovers the joy of eating. Second, she discovers the joy of walking. Third, she discovers the joy of everything. Joe hasn't been able to do that, but now she is able to do this. She sees that in reality, life is so amazing. It's so worth living. And we don't really think about eating. We don't really think about walking. But she said, I want to become a professional walker. I want to have walking as my hobby. And that really makes us consider what is valuable in our lives. We say that money and power and prestige is the most powerful thing. We say that success is the most powerful thing. But really, if you think about it, the everyday things that we do you think that they will be the ones that will impact our lives? Because think about it. The daily things that we do, those small things make up our life. Not the big moments. They do make up some parts of our life. but the small moments make up the majority of our life. And if we can appreciate those small moments and not just keep on looking to the big moments, how do you think that our lives would change? Our lives would be much better. It would be much more successful. So that's what I want you to think about. Also, this new Joe is much more popular. She, because Soul 22 is in him, she asks the barber about himself. And the barber actually says, you never asked about it. And Joe begins to realize that maybe he should have thought of life differently. So what's a theme that you can get from here? And now that you have somebody else living your life, how do you think it will feel? What do you think that the benefits would be of somebody else living your life? Because somebody else living your life might seem terrible, but actually it might be better because somebody else can see your life through their eyes, and they can point out the things that you should appreciate, or the things that maybe you should change. It's somebody else giving you guidance. It's like somebody looking over your essay and saying, hey, what about you change that bit? And what about you edit that bit? And also, you missed that one. You should have that. That's wrong grammar. Listen, imagine your life as an essay. Somebody's revising that essay. Would you like that, or do you think that you would just like your life as it is, and you don't care about anybody else's opinion? What do you think? And finally, I really want to talk about the messages. We've talked about the movie. We can still talk about the ending, but I really think that up to this point is the most important, so I'm going to stop here. Now let's talk about the messages. The messages are really important. What do you think the message of the movie is? Of course, there isn't just one message, but here's the one I think is really important. Enjoy the little things and appreciate life. And also just appreciate everything, because you're living, you're not dead. When you're dead and you're still conscious, you're gonna think, how great was it when I was walking and when I was living? So you need to appreciate those things. You need to appreciate the fact that you're living. And you need to enjoy the small things. You need to think about the meaning of your life. Make your life matter. That's another thing. Don't just walk around. Don't become a lost soul. Pursue the things that you're passionate about. Make your life meaningful, because you only have one life. You have only one life. Only one. And you can do whatever you want with that life. Only one, though. Are you going to choose? Are you going to take your one opportunity and waste it? Or are you going to make the best of your opportunity? What do you think? Are you going to waste it, or are you going to make the best of it? And that is what you should be thinking. I have only one chance to do it. Right now, this is my one chance to be 11. This moment, this is my one chance to be myself in this moment. Like, I can't go back in time and change what I did today. I've already done those chances. So if I did wrong, well, I've wasted those chances. That's how much time is precious to us. I only have, let's say that I live the average person. Okay, let's say I'm gonna live until I'm 90 years old. Yeah, I want to live a long time. So let's say I live until I'm 90 years old. That means that in, let's see, 79 years, I die. 79 years. So I've already gone through 11 years. Have I done those 11 years correctly? Some will say yes, some will say no. But what I'm saying is that there's no right or wrong. But that is determined by you. How should your life be lived? Should your life be lived with pursuing money and fame and glory? Should your life be lived by pursuing your dreams? What is better? Life life when you have gotten your dreams, or life when you've gotten fame and glory? What's more precious to you? And how do you think you're gonna make your life better? So those are a few questions that I want you to consider as you watch Soul. Now, finally, enjoy the little things. That's really important. Now, you might be thinking, how do I enjoy the little things? I mean, everybody says to enjoy the little things, but really, in reality, it's hard. Well, just try to find the good aspects of everything, even of the things that you think are just pretty terrible. Like if you think, oh, today's meeting was so boring. Well, maybe you can rethink that. That's how you should be acting. You shouldn't be saying, oh, that was terrible. Maybe tomorrow's going to be better. You're going to have to think about the pros of that. So even if you think, but that's my past. Your past affects your future. I think that you can try to find the best of everything because let's say that your day started out really bad. That's going to impact your whole day. You don't want that, right? So I want you to find everything good in something. So how can you appreciate things? Here's my lesson. So here's my daily schedule. I sleep. And I sleep. And I sleep until I wake up. Okay, that's pretty obvious. I wake up, I go down and I have breakfast. And then I do my writing because I want to become an author. And after I do that, I do math. And math, of course, is the worst part of my day. At the same time, it's pretty good. It's pretty fun, but mostly math is the worst part of my day. And finally, after that, well, I have like a lot of other things to do. But let's say that we're only talking about the period up to noon, okay? And by then, I'll have, eaten breakfast, I'll have done my writing and my math. So, let's do it. I wake up. Now you shouldn't say, ugh. I now have to do all of these things. Oh, this is giving me a headache already. Open the, what do you think I will say? Yeah, I want you to fill this in. Open the windows. Open the windows. Let the sunlight stream in. Look at your neighborhood or look at outside. Breathe. Appreciate the things, the small things. So let me give my example. A computer. You might think computers are normal, but a lot of people, they don't have computers. A lot of people in poverty or without access to technology, they don't have any computers. So we should be appreciating everything. And breakfast, I get to eat good food, good hot cooked food. And it's always different every day. And the sun slants through the windows in a very special way. And my refrigerator has a screen on it. Yeah, it has a screen on it. It's a smart refrigerator, whatever you call refrigerators with screens on it. And I can look at the news there. I can look at the weather forecast. The fact that I can do that is amazing. The fact that I'm right now sitting in front of you on your computer monitor or your phone or whatever you're watching this, I'm here. The fact that I can do that I'm in front of a video camera, that right over there's a computer made by Microsoft. All those things are amazing because many people don't have those things. And the fact that I can do this, I need to appreciate this. And I really need to appreciate every moment because it's my one chance to appreciate that moment. So, how are you going to live your life? Because I have just told of my life and how I can appreciate it more. Of course, it's hard to actually do it. Even me, sometimes I wake up and I just think, I have to do everything. I have to do so many things. But mostly, I'm pretty much okay. I think, okay, I can do this. And mostly, I think that just opening the windows really just lifts my spirits. And I think, hey, there's not actually a lot of things that you're doing. You're just exaggerating. And I think that it really helps me that when I appreciate the little things, it really helps me enjoy life more. Do you think so? And what about your routine? How can you enjoy the small things about it? Let's do something like mine, just think about your daily routine and all the special things in it. And that's it for today. I hope that you enjoyed my thoughts about Soul. Of course, everybody's thoughts are going to differ. Maybe you thought about different themes. Maybe you thought just completely different from me. If so, I want you to put in the comments below if the comments are not closed. And yeah, I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Keep watching movies, though not excessively, and keep reading books. I hope that you have a great time, and I'm going to see you next time for either another book talk, maybe news talk, or about books. Bye!